Alright, so I'm going to show you how to do an infrared, starting with the original picture in Photoshop. So this is just a JPEG, as you see right here. I don't know, I tried RAW photos and I tried JPEGs. JPEGs seem to work okay. So first step, you have your background layer here. Go ahead and go straight to channel mixer, which I have here in the adjustments layer. That's A. B, you can get it right here, adjustments layer. Or channel mixer, that's B. And C, you can go over here to image adjustments and then channel mixer again. So quickly I just go here like always, open up another layer. So here, first step, switch it to monochrome. Change red to 0. Change green to 100. Make sure it has the plus sign in front of it, not the minus, because they'll just go black. And change blue to 0. Now here, black and white, right here it says 100%, as you can see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the blue a little bit. I'm going to bring the greens back up, and maybe a little red. Turn the greens back down a little bit. And what we want to do is keep this at 100% still. You see that? Total plus 99%. So it's like right at 100%. There you go. The way I learned is, now that you have two layers here, channel mixer and background, so go ahead and take the channel mixer and press Command J, duplicate it, and go ahead and take the eye off of it there. Okay, so we're at this spot now. Go ahead and press Shift Option Command E. What that's going to do is create another layer for us, which includes all three of these. Go ahead and click on this here. Wrong thing, Kim. Go ahead and click here, name it blur. And what we're going to do is we're going to blur. We're going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And we're going to turn the blur up to about 3 or 4. Don't do too much. You still want to recognize the photo here. Okay, what we're going to do is go ahead and change the blending mode here. We're going to go ahead and change it to soft light. So there's the soft light there. Okay, now this is where we start adding color. So what we're going to do is we're going to take background here, hit Command J, so we're going to duplicate it. You're going to drag it to the top. Go ahead and name it color here like I'm doing. Okay, go ahead and name it color first, then drag it to the top. And what we're going to do here, we're also going to go ahead and put a little Gaussian blur on it. 3.4 was the last one, so let's drop this one to about 2.6, just a little bit less. Same thing here for the blending mode. Go ahead and hit soft light, and there you go. We're starting to get something nice. Now once we're to this point, this is where you can go ahead and start changing make it look like the infrared look. We're going to use hue and saturation. Before we do that though, go ahead and mess with your opacity. Drop the opacity a little bit on those two layers there, the blur level. And then, okay, so now go back to the step we were talking about and go ahead and pick hue saturation. So what we're going to do here is start giving it that infrared look. And we're going to mess with the hue here and see what kind of colors we can pull out. Now we're not getting too many real deep colors, so I want to go ahead and pull up the saturation a little bit first. And now go back to the hue. Start messing with the hue again. See what kind of look you're looking for. There's a little too much blue there. A little greeny. Back to normal. So on this one in particular, I think I may be shooting for something like in this area here. A little darker. Let's see, so turn up this Saturation. So I think I'm liking this look here. So once we're all done here, go ahead and flatten image. Once you get something you like, hit OK there. Now we're gonna go straight to filter. We're gonna go sharpen, smart sharpen. And here on my CS5, my home computer, I'm doing 177 to 17.3 on the smart sharpen. That looks fairly nice. And again, I look over here, not here, because I want to look at the whole picture, not just one spot. Of course, you can always minimize it, but then, you know, you don't get that good of a view. So always look over here, I think. So we hit OK, and go ahead and let it finish the process. So with infrared, I find that different pictures offer a different quality of infrared. This is a post-production style infrared. The pre-production you can buy at Camera Exchange. For example, you want to buy a filter, an infrared filter that will fit to your camera or lens. That's option A. Option B is you can actually adjust and reconfigure your camera to be infrared only, but once you do that, it'll never go back. So that's kind of like, I don't know, I guess if you have extra cameras laying around that you can mess with, it's a possibility. Alright, so we're here. It's still a little dry to me. I think I need to do a little saturating. So I'm going to turn up the vibrance first, then the saturation. It's getting a little pinkish. Let's see what it looks like black and white again. So it just looks like any black and white picture. It's not bad. So let's turn up the saturation at a +50. So that's looking pretty decent. I'm gonna go ahead and I like to flatten image as I go. If you have any problems with this, and you're like, oh shoot, I messed up, if you just hit Command Option Z, it'll unflatten the image for you. So some people like to keep all their layers. I don't like to have to like scroll up and down right here looking for all my layers and stuff. Looking through all of them. I can go all the way back to the beginning if I wanted to with Command Option Z. So, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it the super clean, nice touch-up feel here. The surrealistic look. So this is HDR toning adjustment. This is a straight up default HDR toning. Click present here, go to surrealistic. You're more than welcome to experiment with anyone you like. So it starts to look really heavy. You're like, oh, that's too much. What you want to do is adjust the layers down here and start bringing it back to somewhat normal. Detail, I always put it like right in the middle. The gamma ray here is a big deal. It makes major differences in your photograph. So already it's looking really nice. I'm gonna keep the vibrance up here and the colors. Moves it out really nice. Over here the edge glow. It usually works out pretty good to have them nice and high. I don't really mess with those too much. Shadow, I do mess with the shadow to see what else it brings out. As you can see, it's bringing out the foreground here in this picture, which I think, let's see, which I think is a good thing. If you darken it too much, it takes away from the full picture, the full angle, the wide view. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my shadows all the way up. Highlight might make it too bright. Let's see. Yeah, it's too bright for the highlight. You can turn the highlight up and then go exposure down. But I was liking the other view, so let's go back. So it's minus 39 there, and then highlight down. So a little highlight doesn't hurt, does it? Alright, so I feel like I'm done with this, so I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. It's going to process it for me. And it's going to convert image to HDR toning, which is just going to give it that clean, surrealistic, ultra sharp look that some people might be interested in trying or using. It's a very sensitive adjusting editing process, so be careful with that. It takes a little time, but in some of your pictures it can bring it out really nice. Alright, so sometimes this is faster depending on what it's doing. So HDR, I mean infrared is pretty cool. I think I'll add it to my portfolio a lot more. It motivates me to go out and shoot a lot more landscape photography now, because I can always switch it to infrared and see what it'll come out like. I may go out and buy that infrared filter also to kind of experiment with it. It shouldn't be that much. I think it's like $30 to $50. Maybe you can find one used. I don't know. To be honest with you, I haven't gone, but more than likely I'll probably go to Camera Exchange to get it, because I usually have everything there. I always call before I go anywhere to pick anything up, make sure they have it. So this image is almost done. The only thing I can see is maybe a little bit of darkness, so I'm going to do some final touch-ups on this. Some final touch-up on this here. Let's see if I add some brightness. It's a little too bright. Delete that. What I can do, kind of dark down here. Let's try one thing just so you can see what I'm talking about. You can duplicate the layer there, Command J, and create a mask. Pick the original version here, go to lasso. What I want to do is lasso this part down here. And what we're going to do is we're going to just brighten up that area, not the back. See if I like it. So it adds a little more. It actually doesn't look too bad. I don't really like the shadow. What do you think? I actually like it a little bit brighter. It blends in. It makes it more infrared style. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that. Once again, flatten image again. So I think I'm done. I'm just going to go ahead and check my one more smart sharpen just to make sure. And I think I didn't see anything. One last smart sharpen I don't think would hurt. See how high we could go. It's a little too much. So I'll probably lower it here. And do one last smart sharpen. And hit OK. Alright, so we're looking fairly clean. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go to image. Go to image size. I'm going to switch it to 300. I'm going to go up here. 3260 is the magic number. I'm going to go ahead and make that all nice and neat. Go over here. You could save as, or you can save for web and devices. When you're usually printing, you just want to save as typically, normal way. When you save for web and devices, it's supposed to actually extract some megapixels so that way it opens up over 3G cell phone services a lot faster. Smaller devices, stuff like that. I haven't seen any problems with it. I actually find it makes my pictures and images a lot sharper and cleaner. So this is one way of doing things. I urge you to experiment. So go ahead and save that. Go ahead and name it. It's going to be infrared 4. There it is in my infrared folder. And hit save. Alright. That's it. Thanks for watching. My name's Joe Turner. Y'all have a good one.